showtime.
What is going on, YouTube universe? This is Zirra bringing you guys another edition of Zirra Reacts, where we sit back, take in, break down, and interpret videos from the interwebs. Did you like that? I'm still trying out new ways to try and promote Zirra Reacts, so I think I'm a little bit short of the mark. While we are in the midst of looking at The Warning's newest album and breaking that down, we have already checked out Revenant, and before we move forward, some of you guys at home recommended that I check out the live debut of Revenant because I made mention in my previous reaction video that Revenant would be one of those songs where if you went to see The Warning live, it would be a performance that you would want them to have on their run sheet. And a lot of you came out in the comment section of my previous reaction video and said, Zirra, they've already done the live debut, you've got to check it out, you won't be disappointed. So today, that is exactly what we are going to be doing. We are going to be sitting back, taking in the live debut from the Mexico concert that they recently played. Well, not recently, it's been a few weeks, but I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, I'm trying to catch up. But regardless of the fact, I'm very keen to take in this live performance. We've already heard this song, so we know what to expect. So for those that are returning, I know you guys are going to have a good time. But if this is the first video you were catching, and if this is the first time you're going to be taking in Revenant, I feel a live performance is the ultimate way to take this in. Revenant so far has quickly become one of my favourite Warning songs to listen to. That's not just because I'm a Pow fanboy and I'd get on the Pow train whenever she takes the lead, but it's the stripped back, bare bones acoustic performances that I really like. But the one thing I appreciate more so about live performances from these girls is the fact that they seem to transcend to a whole new level from studio to live performance, and I'm definitely already, you know, speculating how much greater this performance is going to be compared to the studio performance that we listened to in the previous video. So that's enough from me. We're going to check the video out afterwards. We're going to interpret it again, and I'm going to be actually linking back to some of the comments you guys made in my previous video to further exemplify those interpretations. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, sit back, relax, do whatever you need to do to get comfortable. I've got my pants off, I don't know about you guys, but we're about to listen to a live rendition, the live debut of Revenant.
Este es nuestro amigo y primo desde Monterrey,
Now we're going to touch on this guy after the performance, but I've been led to believe that this is a cousin of the girls. He's got his own band called Kinky, I believe it's called. But they've brought him in to play lead on this song. Also special mention to Quiero Conciertos. The harmonies are so good.
Show me
Powell's voice just hits differently. And that's no stab at Danny. Those harmonies, man, they're... Man. That was unreal. That was... I've got goosebumps. Man, oh man, oh man. Allow me to, Jesus. That didn't disappoint. You guys weren't wrong. And I wasn't wrong, I suppose, in the way of saying that I thought that a live performance of that song would hit hard. And that was so brilliantly done. And wow. First of all, we need to appreciate the fact that, as I said when the performance was going down, Powell's vocals lend another feel to the band as a whole, but that doesn't discredit Danny as a lead vocalist. And the puzzle that is the warning fits in so many different intricate ways, in the fact that you can take Powell off the drums, put her onto lead vocal. You can take Danny off of lead guitar, have somebody else come in as a cameo like they did here with the cousin, wound up in doing their one job, that if you gave them something else to do, they might falter a little bit, whereas these girls, it's like the perfect combination whichever way you put them, and that really lends them to a whole new level to go to as a band that some other bands don't ever get the opportunity to go to. I hope you guys are picking up on what I'm trying to say. I'm basically saying these girls can't put a foot wrong. They really can't. And it doesn't matter whether Powell's singing lead vocals or Danny's singing lead vocals, or whether they don't have any drumming. or whether they do have drumming, or whether they're really balls to the wall with the bass, or they're stripped back with acoustic performances, everything these girls do is pure magic. Now, in the previous video, we attempted to interpret, or I attempted to interpret. In the previous video, when we listened to the official lyric video, or studio version, whichever way you want to look at it, of Revenant, I had the interpretation that it was like Powell was singing to an ex-lover, and they were trying to push forth the story of the ex-lover perpetrating so much violence and hatred within the relationship, but being able to turn the tide and turn that all back on Powell, or the protagonist, in that particular instance. And whether that's right or wrong, that's the beauty about interpretations. We can all have a different interpretation, and it opens up conversation and dialogue to be had. And some of you guys in that video commented saying your interpretations and takes on it, and I wanted to reflect on that in this video to further push that as a community, we're all coming together to you know, have our voices heard and to speak our interpretations and put forth our love and enjoyment and passion. And that's something I really enjoy doing with you all when it comes to these videos. So to kick things off, we turn our attention to Dave Marks. He left one of the comments suggesting that I check this out, and he mentioned that the bassist of Mexican pop rock band Kinky was Pliego, the cousin of the girls. But there was a comment that later followed up on his comment from Jesus V, saying that Pliego was referred to as a cousin because they have the same surname but they're not blood related. Whatever the case may be, I've had plenty of uncles, aunties, cousins in my life that have been close family friends that we just have the respect of calling them that label. Whether it's just a respect thing or whether they actually are blood related, having somebody come in to lend another sound to their band, I always welcomed that with performances, and he did a really good job, and the crowd got behind him too, which was it was brilliant. However, Dave Marks also pointed out a take that he had on the interpretation of what the song was about, and he said, "My take is that Powell is talking to a lone wolf mass shooter at a campfire crackling in the background. She's trying to tell him that his ideology is a melody without a song, and that he is looking for someone to blame for his miserable life. The warning have not publicly discussed the meaning of this song." That was followed up by Donald Ungurat. I hope I said that correctly. If I didn't, I apologise. He said, "Dave is right on. There is also the undertone of caution about the false ideologies that are being pushed on the interwebs and social media to indoctrinate and provoke these lone wolves," which social media isn't something they've shied away from. Disciple obviously is a song that is rooted in social media and turning away from screens and that kind of stuff. Another one from Evert, I hope I said that correctly. They said, "For me, it's almost like a prayer, a young person questioning a spiritual figure, not religiously, but a talk with their creator. Not a religious song, but an introspective talk. Who am I? Am I alone? Tell me what's my path. Give me some answers," which I think is another great interpretation. And then the Super DAC. And this is something that I'm looking forward to really stringing out when listening to the album more deeply, with the songs that obviously I haven't reacted to yet, and the songs that I've already heard but I'm keen to listen to again in my own time. They said this song needs to be interpreted in the context of 3 other songs: Disciple, which we just mentioned about social media, Error, and Kool-Aid Kids. In that context, this song appears to tell the story of a young man who's been consuming false narratives or propaganda from online media and decides to take the path of the martyr and act on it with horrific results. So everybody has really come to some sort of conclusion here that the male, and it is a male that we're all referring to as this lone wolf, as the antagonist of the song, whether it's directing violence towards someone and then trying to spin the blame around on somebody else, or propaganda or social media playing so much of an impactful part in somebody's life that it turns them to atrocities like a mass shooting, or or killing somebody, or harming somebody. All of these are getting picked up on, and people have different interpretations, and whether or not we're getting it right or wrong, it's good to see us, as I said, as a community, coming together and trying to make sense of the narrative. And I think that's the beauty of music. If a band or a performer doesn't come out and give you a letter of the law definition of what this song is about, I think enjoyment comes from the fact that you're able to interpret it for yourself and kind of put yourself within the narrative. I'm probably going on a bit of a stretch here, but just personally for myself, if I can inject myself within a story and try to make sense of it without somebody telling me which direction to go, I find myself diving deeper into it further and kind of unraveling it layer by layer and finding deeper meaning and connection. That's just me. I don't know about you guys, but let me know, obviously, in the comments down below how you feel about this song as a whole, and whether you think we're on track with how we've all come together to kind of give the summation of how we feel this is going down. So with that being said, because the Super DAC has pointed me in that direction, we have already reacted and heard Disciple. We have already reacted and heard to Error. Now that we have done Revenant, the next time we come back for a Zirra Reacts, we're going to be listening to Kool-Aid Kids, and hopefully we can string together this narrative as a whole and make more sense of what's going on. And I think in order, to do that full circle, we'll get a better sense of the album as a whole, because all 4 tracks are obviously on the same album. So we might be able to delve a little bit deeper and kind of dissect the undertones of the entire album as a whole instead of one track, which I'm really looking forward to doing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, it'd mean a lot to myself if you hit that like button down below. Be sure to subscribe if you are new, and share this video out with your friends. I know reaction videos aren't something that I do primarily on this channel, and I do gaming stuff primarily, but I really do enjoy these videos, so it would mean a lot to myself if you could help me get a foothold out there and try to get more people into the community and really get around these videos and support one another in our adventure together, because as I said, I love doing these videos for you all. If you've missed any reactions, playlist in the description, go and help yourselves, and make sure you've got that notification bell enabled so you get the ring-a-ding-ding whenever a new reaction drops. But that's it from me, guys. I'm out of here, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.